ask, would you rehire this person? They say no. Taken too much time off to look after her kids.
And this person who I've only known for 7 years won't have of everything.
But no one wants to date me.
Reasons why there's fewer women doing those jobs.
Financial decision that you made throughout your career.
Oh man, getting married.
Fellas, the ladies are fed up with your
Companies can be sexist.
I'm a CEO. At the end, I had to recruit boys. But I think women should just start studying more and getting the job done.
Hey guys, welcome back to More to Life. Now, before we get into this video, I ask that you like, comment, subscribe, also smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get right into this.
I've mainly recruited in female-dominated industries. Someone that works under the HR umbrella, I know that the company doesn't care about you. We all know that. It's especially true for women. I've done many reference checks where they'll give a glowing reference check, but at the end, where I would ask, would you rehire this person? They say no. And the reason why they say no is because she's taken too much time off to look after her kids. I've had
So you see that right there. The lady said it. The women are taking too much time off to look after the kids. We're going to get into this after she finishes. Let me continue.
Bust conversations to managers about this. And it's even worse when I know that those managers have kids themselves. But if you want to be a mum and you want to have flexibility, you need to take responsibility of that, because no company or no business is going to look after you. It's an unfortunate, uncomfortable truth, but that's the way it is. And it upsets me when I have women in my comment section or women on my lives asking me, I've just had kids, I've been let go after maternity leave, what jobs can I do from home? Be proactive. Sort that out. I'm a recruitment consultant. I can do that at home, but I'm also a hairdresser. That's my second trade. I diversified. I can also do that from home. You need to do that to look after yourself and look after your families, because no one else is going to do it. I want to hear from you. Are you able to work from home from your own business whilst having kids? Let me know in the comments.
No, that wasn't the main video. Female CEOs are refusing to hire a woman, but I truly get it. She's trying to reach out, but she's letting women know, hey, they can care less. The more women call out for sick days, things like that for the kids, they want women less. They want to put a man in that position, any position, whether it's a sales position, no matter what it is. I've seen it. I've worked in these sales jobs and I've seen them fire women for things like this, and they will rather hire men. It's just facts. No matter what they say, oh, you know, women, hear me raw, we're getting all the high paid jobs. You're getting them, but who's keeping the jobs?
I want to speak to the women out there. You tell me if you think this is fair. I'm 40 years old. I married this woman when I was 33. After only knowing her 7 months. And no, I ain't getting no prenup or none of that. But she didn't have nothing. Me, I had a $1.5 million house in Hoover, Alabama. Me, I had the Mercedes in the driveway. I went to law school. I was the one up studying all them late nights. Didn't even know who this woman was back then, right? Now, you mean to tell me it took me 40 years to make all this, and this person who I've only known for 7 years, won't have of everything it took me 40 years to make? Now, I want to ask all the women, do you think that's fair? Think of me as if I was your daddy or if I was your brother and you saw me studying all them nights. That was me at Emory all them nights studying. I didn't even know this woman. Now she won't half of what it took me 40 years to make.
Sad but true.
He's mad. Obviously. You hear it all in his voice. But bro, you had a $1.5 million house, so I'm sure you had a lot of assets, things like that she tapped into. Why didn't you get a prenup? Like, why would you get married to a woman? She divorced you in 7 years and took half. You should have got a prenup, bro. No man can feel sorry for you. I don't expect anybody watching this video to feel sorry for you. You should have got a prenup.
I'm going to be the first person to say it. I love attention and I love attention seeking, and I don't understand why it's such a big deal to attention seek. Are we all not human beings who want love, community and belonging? Is that not what we're all striving for as human beings? So why is it such a big deal when people are attention seeking, or what you think is attention seeking? Because we're all just trying to find people that love us for us. I am trying to find my community that love redheads because, girl, I have struggled my whole life of trying to find people that actually like me for me and want to appreciate me and my hair color and actually like me for my hair color, because I've never felt like I have or felt that way. So I'm just trying to find my community. Do you know what I mean? So if you think I'm attention seeking, babe, I'm just trying to find my community and my belonging, because, babe, a sense of belonging is the highest state of self-actualization. Look it up, babe. Maslow, he knew what he was talking about. Well and truly, I don't think there's such things as attention seeking, because, babe, we're all attention seeking with anything you do. You putting those Calvin Klein boxes on at night? Yeah, babe, that's attention seeking.
Well, it's true. It's somewhat true, but it's not. I'll explain. That's all you do your whole life. Attention seek. So you're talking like this on a TikTok video. You're a woman. You have that woman easy-go-lucky, things come to me. A man doesn't have that. Do you know what I have to do to attention seek? I have to demand it. Women don't know how to demand it. That's why men are usually much stronger. We have to deal with rejection. And also, you're going to fall behind thinking I need to find my community of redheads. Who cares about that? I don't want to find no community of redheads. that was the most craziest thing, but I get it.
Y'all haven't noticed? These men are starting to wake up.
Another stupid comment by the men, but let me get into this because I actually feel like a lot of women didn't focus on this point. To make it super clear, you should be going on multiple dates a week with multiple men a week.
He belongs to the streets.
Or partners, whoever you're looking to date. And trust me, I get it. Work, life, gym, family, friends, it's really hard to find the time and be able to balance it within the week, but you should be trying your hardest to go on multiple dates a week. Like I've said in the past, I'm dating multiple people, as in I'm going out with multiple people, and they all know that I'm trying out different porridges, you know what I mean? Like, if I don't like this porridge, I'm going to try this one. I'm Goldilocks, and I need to taste test everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Until there's a physical title, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not cheating on anyone. And another thing that I always say is, I'm not giving anyone a title until they earn it. Like, the next man that's going to be in my life is going to be my husband. So do not think you're going to become my boyfriend just because you're going out with me a couple nights a week.
I wonder why they left.
It takes a lot more than that.
I'm getting tired of things like this. I can tell from her speech patterns, the way she said that. She samples. She's a sampler. She's saying that there are a lot of women are nowadays. Oh, I go out a couple nights a week with different guys. And, you know, I have these guys, then I have another guy I'm talking to, and then the way she positioned it, it's like she has 5 guys she's talking to at the same time, all competing. This is why men are done. Look at her face. I'm confident. I'm banging guys all day. I smell it. I smell it 3 or 4 on you.
Who would y'all say is more complicated, men or women?
Men.
Why?
Because they don't know how to be in tune with their emotional, state. So, women know physical, emotional, but men, can't tap into the emotional state.
Wrong. Okay.
They're immature.
Why you hide it? Men are immature?
Yeah.
You don't feel women can be immature?
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Are you serious right now, bro?
So you guys said that men are more immature. Would you say women are more shallow, usually? Yes.
I wasn't.
Would you say women are more shallow than men?
No. Because my ex was not that cute. Love him. Love you. But he had the best heart. And that's all I care about, honestly. I'm telling you right now, my ex was trying to put a ring on it. I'm attracted to the right man.
Then why did you let him put a ring on it if he's the right man? Yo, these girls don't know what they want, bro. These girls don't know what they want. You have a good man that wanted to put a ring on it. You acknowledge he's a good man, but you broke up with him.
We don't call women stupid enough.
Yeah, you heard it. They said it all.
I am totally that girl that's like, who the hell said that women should work? Who the
now because I want to go back in time where I'm at home taking care of the kids and I don't have to go out and work. I'm so sick of college, man. I don't want to be here.
Just let me clean.
Just pay for everything.
She's a winner. She's one of those girls, I speak about them all the time. In college, looking for her husband. By the time she's out of college, she'll probably have her husband be ready. Yes. You see that energy? She has it. Will be ready to cook, clean, and take care of the household. And be ready for a high-value man. Because this is what high-value men demand. So who's ready? Who's more ready? Sharkeisha having fights in the parking lot, or her? Her. You can see it in the way she's speaking. Who's more ready? She's more ready. Congratulations.
This is for the girls who make jokes resenting the women who fought for our right to work. Because let's face it, work sucks. 2024, and a man walked on the stage of a graduation ceremony and said that a woman's life doesn't truly begin until she gets married and has children. Take it for granted that we work, we earn salaries, we contribute to our families, we have our own independence because of our jobs. Maybe that's me convincing myself to be positive on my way to work this morning. Men out there who are actively attempting to take this right away from me, things into perspective.
Men aren't actively trying to take the right away. It's a privilege. You heard how the girl was speaking before. It's wild, right? The girl speaking before this, it's like, who? I don't want to do this. That's a woman. She's ready to tap out at probably 19, 20 years old. That's a woman. More women should be like her. But you don't get it. You fell for the trick, and it's working because you're now what? 30 years old, single, most likely, going to work, while that girl's gonna be married with a husband. Congratulations.
Women are not meant to work 9 to 5s, and here is why.
Sure ain't.
So, Evan, how do you feel about women's rights?
Evan's like, what did I get myself into? I'm not stepping down that rabbit hole.
How many guys do you think you have in 2023?
Oh my God, probably like 250.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait, first of all.
Now look at this.
Oh, you're not going to speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
250 dudes. That's a lot of dudes. That's more than most women will have in their whole life.
Well, most women need to have more.
I completely agree.
I don't particularly think I'm bad looking, all right? I have a job. I pay my phone bill, but no one wants to date me. And the answer is not that my standards are too high. So what's wrong with me? Why?
Your standards are too high.
If I was a man, and I'm not a man, but if I was a man, I wouldn't hire a woman. I wouldn't do it. And I say it all the time, and I say that, and that is something that women need to consider when they're talking about this stuff. When you are saying that a man complimenting you and saying, I really like your outfit today, is a form of sexism. What is if you're a man, why hire a woman, right? So you fought all this time to be able to get into the workforce only to say these are going to be the rules. If you say anything, even if you compliment me, if you look at me, anything, I'm going to have a reason to fight you. And by the way, you're going to want to settle and pay me because even just the stain of an accusation is enough to ruin men. So if you're a guy, right, in this society, in this Me Too environment, in this litigation rich environment of misogyny and sexism and all of these claims, what is the value add? What's the risk? The benefit and the risk. I can't do the analysis and say, I'd just be like, no, I'm just not hiring one.
There's no value at all. There's none. It's wild. Not even in other countries, right? Because it goes everywhere. But it's more tainted in the West. But still, there's no value in hiring a woman when you can't speak to them and say nice things. You're not being sexual. You just say, like, as she said, I like your dress today. It looks nice. You fully examine and say, oh, that's nice shoes. She's just looking at my shoes. It's a headache. Like right now in the Philippines, I have employees, right? I have all men employees. And when I fire, I hire again another male employee. Why? Why do I do that? Same thing here in this video. I don't want to hear the excuses. I don't want to hear the, oh, you know, my kids were sick this weekend, I had to take care of them, when that never happens with a man. And a lot of the men have kids too. Why is that, right? I know why it is, because the woman takes that on, but still, you never hear that from men. So having a male employee from a female employee is night and day. So much more gets done.
There are less women in, say, corporate jobs. If that's not due to sexism, like, what are the other variables?
The number of women on boards or CEOs, or the number of women founding companies, and so on and so forth. There could be a range of different reasons why there's fewer women doing those jobs than men, such as women might prioritize family or having children over working long hours where you get promoted. Women might have a different risk appetite to men. Sexism could be one variable, but it would just be one variable among many. And so you would need to take into account personality factors, environmental factors, her personal preferences and interests. You have to take into account a range of different things.
Women usually don't do the hard jobs. That's what it is. Women like to get paid more money doing the easy jobs. That's why even in CEOs, you don't see much. You see some, but as many as men, no. So, and then they trying to close the pay gap, make it more closer. But how? You're not running anything. You're not owning anything. You're not creating anything. So how are you going to compete with men? That's what she should have said. But she's a woman.
First financial decision that you made throughout your career?
Oh, man, getting married, man.
Don't you agree, Mr. Feather?
Word. Married, man. My divorce wiped me out. It was terrible. Marriage is a business, and I didn't look at it like that. You know, I was one of those sucker for love kind of guys. So I was, oh, I'm in love, you know. It's a business. And if you don't look at it like that, that could be one of the worst financial mistakes you make. I'm being honest, being very blunt. Wiped me out, had to start over from scratch.
Yeah, I get it. Like, marriage, it's a business in the West. And guys don't want to be married. Why would a guy want to get wiped out? I totally get that. I was one of those ones that knew the dangers back home. I knew it. So what did I do? I jumped up, got on a plane, and left.
Goodbye.
Sayonara.
Adios.
Yes, I left at 34 years old and got myself a wife. And I went to a place where there was no divorce. That was the best option. And this was what, 9 years ago? But more men need to do that too. Because I realized I didn't know, like, I know for sure now. I did know. I've been new. I knew for a long time this is the way. That's why I get on and shout it so much. This is the way, this is the way, this is the way. Because more guys need to know. And I'm not saying that women outside of the West is perfect. Because you got your modern woman too. But you have more options. And think about it like this. Why stay in the US where you have access to what? Not even all those women. Think about all the women out there and how many you don't have access to because of the way they think, their mindset. So imagine those available to you. Out of 340 something million or something like that, say maybe more than half of those women, right? Maybe 170. You may have access to 50 million. Why deal with millions where you can step out, go to places like where I am now, where there's billions of people and you have access to probably 100 million women? You have access to 100 million. Think about those numbers and start to weigh that out and go, oh, yeah, he's right. Because there are billions over there in Asia. There are billions outside of America. There are billions in these other places. It makes sense.
Back in the days, most of the time, you would wait for someone to make the first move. It might be on the first date, it might be the third date, whatever. It could be the man, it could be the woman. But now, all my friends have noticed that the man has stopped making the first move. All my girlfriends are like, they're waiting. It's the third date, fourth date, a week later. He hasn't gone in for the kiss. He doesn't do any touching or anything. And I've asked my dude friends that are single, and they are like, you don't know where a woman's gonna go with that story anymore. I ain't touching nobody. And it sucks.
I am so fed up with this new generation of men. They literally don't want to get you no flowers. They don't want to take you on no dates. All they want to do is ask you what you doing all day long and tell you lies. Like, I'm over it.
Men are over you. How about that?
Anyone just get to the point where they're just fed up of dating, speaking to people, like, yeah. Hard work. It's draining, guys, like dating. The whole dating thing is just hard. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
You're an old woman, probably had kids. Why are you still dating?
Fellas, the ladies are fed up with your including me.
We do not care.
Women are constantly always told to do better when it comes to dating. Stop entertaining pookies and ray-rays and expecting to get different results. Okay, we do that. We go outside the box. We go out the norm. Still get the same results. Sometimes, fellas, it's okay to put the accountability on you too. Not just on women, just to make yourself feel good about yourself so you can be less trash. Oh, I'm not talking about all men. I know it's some good men out there now. But don't wait until a woman is used to you and y'all on a regular basis. Not somebody that you've been entertaining for a month and y'all only seen each other maybe 2 or 3 times out the month. Okay, ladies, you're delusional if you're getting your heart broke over that type of dude. However, if this is the type of guy that's been showing you all, feel like y'all are really going there in that level, and then he just cut it off and say, well, you know, I got to just focus on me, but, you know, it's not you. But hell, why you so bent out of shape? I mean, we only been talking for 30 days. Now, ladies, sometimes you have to sit back and think. We tend to always think of the obvious. Oh, it's a woman. And I'm not saying that that's not the case. But sometimes, ladies, you probably put yourself in the situation with the man where he was feeling you. He did like you. But then he scared himself and thinking like, okay, I'm not ready for this. So let me just ghost her.
No. See, you know what's wrong with women like her? They don't see it. They don't see what men know and what some women see. They only open themselves up to the select few. It may not even be the Chads and Tyrones. They'll open themselves up to the same similar men. What happens, and women don't realize it, y'all are all sharing the same guys. Because there's tons of other men who are regular dudes you won't even look at. There's tons of guys you see every day that see you that won't even acknowledge you or talk to you. And then that guy that you like will talk to you, or you'll talk to him, or you'll try to gather his attention. And it's the same guy that got with your friend.
It's birds of a feather flock together.
You're fed up with the wrong, you're all choosing the wrong men, and you don't realize it. And then you try to flip it back on us when we're not the guys you're dating. I bet you there's so many guys that can attest to this that are watching right now. Guys you've ignored. Why? And I can tell by the color of your skin. Literally, I can tell. You didn't give that right guy a chance yet because you want the guy that appeals to you. You want the guy that's a smooth talker. You want the guy that makes you wet and jiggly. And that guy is the guy your friends are all sharing.
So today I would like to share a little story. Okay, it's nothing to do with stripping or whatever. It's just about men's audacity with women, right? Not all of you are like that, but some of you seriously need to like have a wake-up call. So me and my friend, I took my friend to Sexy Fish the other night because she's never been, she's new to London. She was like, oh, I want to go to like a nice fancy cocktail bar. I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna take you to Sexy Fish. Went to Sexy Fish, the waiter was really nice, like really funny, really bubbly, blah, blah, blah. He sat us at the bar, we had drinks, and then we see those 2 guys behind us trying to like make eye contact, giving us hi and that. And we're like, okay, let's not be rude straight away, right? So they came over, started to talk to us, blah, 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 and like we responded. And at some point, you know, in a classy way, with manners, I was like, okay, now we're gonna enjoy our drink, you know, like me and my friend gonna enjoy our drink. Because I didn't want to carry on speaking to them, you know. And so they left. Fair enough. And they were like, oh, but what? No, before that, they were like, oh.
So she's going to tell a full story. You guys already know what's coming. Because what it says, men's audacity these days, or those days, which is wrong English, but she's over there in UK or somewhere like that, right? Europe. Now, you see the entitlement all over her. A guy, she sees a guy likes her, she deads him, he keeps trying to talk to her. Oh, how dare you? You already know. You see the attitude on her face. Guys avoiding that.
My biggest allies in business and people have helped me lean towards being men over women. And it's like an unfortunate.
I will say it's the same for me. The worst things that have happened to me in the workplace have happened from women.
So the worst things that have happened in the workplace have happened from women. I wonder why.
If the wage gap exists, then why would companies employ men when it would be cheaper to hire women?
Because companies can be sexist. And that's like the point. That's the problem.
He said if wage gaps exist, why wouldn't they just hire women? And she said because they're sexist. No, you're not doing the work.
Companies can pay women less. Yes. Why don't they hire all women?
Well, that's a whole nother story.
Really?
I understand your argument, and I understand that you're angry.
I'm not angry.
I can hear it in your voice.
I'm not angry.
Your voice.
I'm hearing my voice and I sound pretty calm.
You have now shifted the quality of your voice, and I thank you for that.
Okay.
And you've just given me a condescending look, and that's another reason why we need feminism. And
You can't make this up.
now I'm done, and thank you so much.
Oh, you heard that? The nerve of her. You see, her only answer was feminism. He asked her a simple question. Her only answer was feminism. These women are crazy.
I'll say this right now. I was on this podcast twice before this, and my body count was 100, 200. I didn't even know. I lost track. I didn't care to know.
I'm a woman who supports women, right? Like, I want women to do well. I want them to climb the corporate ladder if that's what they want to do. I want them to stay home if that's what they want to do. But it's hard as a company to hire women who want to have children because, like, it really just throws everything off.
Throws everything off. Hiring women who want to have children throws the company, and I've seen it, and I get it. And that's why men are hiring, and that's why women are hiring. And these are some women saying this, right? You wait to the end, guys, because there's going to be a woman that tells why. It doesn't make sense. That it's going to be good.
The wealth gap is closing. This new executive order will hold leaders accountable for equal pay and hiring. If you think this is impossible, check out these blog posts. 55 to 200K, raised by a single mom. 15 an hour to nearly 300K. Tech can bridge the wealth gap. It did it for me too. Without a degree, I went from an admin assistant to a tech VP. For my full story, you can go to my site.
Crazy.
I'm really on a roll talking about these hiring managers who are partly to blame for why everyone is experiencing a labor shortage. And I think I want to add a little nuance to this now. I want to talk about women hiring managers who don't hire other women. We all know that systemically women were oppressed and largely rejected or barred from participating in the workforce. Generally, we know that, right? However, we also know today that most of the women in companies, or excuse me, most of the people in companies who have the power to make hiring and firing decisions, nowadays, those are women. And I can tell you from the experience of being a woman, those women do not like hiring other women into their organizations.
There's a reason.
Specifically, do not like hiring younger women into their organizations, and then do not like hiring younger educated women into their organization.
No, it has nothing to do with education.
Ask anyone who is under the age of 35, under the age of 40 even, what they've gone through, especially ask any woman under those ages, what they've gone through in interviews, being interviewed by other women.
You see that she said under those ages? You're telling why. You're telling.
Through in interviews, being interviewed by other women. Disappointing, sad, heartbreaking, tragic. As a sociologist in training with my sociology degree, I've always held the belief that it's other women who are the missing puzzle pieces to misogyny. It's other women who have political power, who have economic, financial power, who have hiring and firing power within organizations, who are still propping up misogyny and the patriarchy. Because it's those women who either don't hire younger, educated women into their organizations, or when they do hire those younger, educated women into their organizations, they do everything in their power to drive them out, from being condescending, from being mean, from being nasty, from refusing to train them properly, from overburdening them with more work than the role or the job requires. It's insane. And before you run into my comments with your musty, dusty, not all women, or how can you claim to be for women's empowerment when you're saying these kinds of things, saying these kinds of things is women's empowerment, because part of empowerment is holding oneself accountable for one's actions. And we need to hold these women hiring managers accountable for their actions. We need to hold them accountable for being mean and nasty to younger women entering the workforce full time. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out talent out of the workforce. We need to hold them accountable for the way they drive out other women from industries and from entire entities and cause brain drain. We need to hold one another accountable for that, because it's very real and it happens. And you can ask any woman of really any age, and they'll tell you they've experienced some kind of nastiness from another woman, most likely in their organization. And that's so sad, and it needs to stop.
Wow, she turned into Josephina Jackson. Josephina, you missed the whole mark. The whole time I'm saying, I know you guys are like, yeah, Jay's right. Jay's saying it. And she's still talking. Look, people don't care. And women don't care. Why? Because these women know. They're in higher positions. Female CEOs are saying, no, I'm not paying this. And they're working these women to the core because they're trying to get as much out of them as they can. They're like, okay, we hired her. She could possibly leave us any minute. Work her. Workhorse time. Make her a workhorse because they have to.
If women get paid less than men, why wouldn't businesses only hire women?
You don't understand. It's because they hate women so much. Why are we still pretending that women make less for the same job as men do? Because of misogyny.
I'm a woman and I'm mad. Why am I mad? Because I exist in a world where for 45 seconds I stood outside at a gas station to put gas in a gas can to fill our lawnmower.
They don't want to do nothing.
Lazy. I have to ask, what does that say about our society and its attitudes towards men? That they are all deemed to be scumbags if a woman says so? That men are fully capable of lying, but not women? We know that's not the case. We have seen time and time again women take advantage of a situation involving a man for their own personal gain. And their story holds water no matter what, each and every time. The Me Too movement, which originally gave way to give a voice to actual victims, has now transformed into a manipulative tactic for women to make excuses for their own degenerate and immoral behavior.
Clearly, that's it.
I'm a woman in IT, obviously. I'm a CEO of a quite profitable IT company. I'm a mother as well, so you would say I went through quite a lot in the IT industry. I have the experience and authority to talk about this topic. Also, I did some recruiting because I have a company. And also I went to a school that had like 8 girls, and so I'm quite used to being around a lot of boys. The whole thing is, girls are usually quite lazy. They're just not that good programmers. Sorry, but they just don't want to get their hands dirty to do the job. And when I tried to do some recruiting, I intentionally wanted to recruit women. And at the end, I failed to do so. Do you want to know why? Because most of those girls were usually just cheating, and they were just not good programmers. At the end, I had to recruit boys. And that's why I think the whole talk about let's recruit more women is bad, because at the end, you're recruiting worse programmers.
What can I say?
At the end, your company is going to suffer. You're gonna lose some money. I know it's trendy to talk about women in IT, but I think women should just start studying more and getting the job done. And I honestly don't see girls staying up until late at their office and working that often. No, it's usually the boys staying there.
It's what we do, right? Yeah.
Why? I don't know. So that's what I want to say. I think the whole lecture should be removed, and I think it's just bullshit.
The whole lecture should be removed is bullshit. Spoken from the heart. She's done the work. She's got down dirty with the guys. Some women do that. This is a select few women that do that. They say, you know what? I'm going to pull up my bootstraps and get it in. She learned. As she said, she's been around mostly guys her whole career. So she followed those guys and said, okay. She learned some work ethic, right? From a guy. She's very experienced, probably 20, 30 years. Learn from the guys. Okay, let me get down dirty. So then she saw the fault of woman in a major way. She's in the grind out field like programming, where you're constantly coding and all kinds of things. She saw it firsthand. And this is exactly what men have been saying for years. This is exactly what men are shouting to the mountaintops right now. And no, we don't hate all women. We love you. We wish you could have came back home to roost the chickens for us, right? But that's not the case. Guys have to move on and find something else. And that's what more guys are doing. Because we realize there's definitely more to life than dealing with a woman like that.